Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another great episode of the Fan Club. It's your boy D. Brosdan, Brosdan in the building. Today, we're going to be talking about the animated film industry this weekend. The overlook, real quick, I have two little topics to talk about. First of all, we're going to talk about Despicable Me 3 is now in fourth for all-time grossing animated films. Okay? Actually fifth. I'm sorry. It is fifth behind Finding Dory's Toy Story 3, Minions, and Frozen. That is a very, very great list to be in. So you got the top 10, Shrek 2, Finding Nemo, The Lion King, Despicable Me 2, Zootopia, Despicable Me 3, Finding Dory, Toy Story 3, Minions, and Frozen. And we look at the numbers. Despicable Me 3 made $1.024 billion. Holy crap, guys. That is unreal if you think about it. I think it's crazy to think that these animated films are making so much money and that, they're not that far off. Despicable Me 3 was not that far off from Frozen, and Minions is number 2. It's pretty cool when you have a storyline, of IDP's characters Despicable Me has 3 different movies in the top 10 animated all time. Minions at number 2, Despicable Me 3 at 5, and Despicable Me 2 at 7. That is just nuts. Good for them. Great for them. My son, he loves the Minions. He loves that stuff. Oh my gosh. It's hilarious. Those guys are just super funny. We love watching those guys in our household. Then we're going to get into something that we don't really watch at our household. Not really a huge My Little Pony fan, but I thought we would just talk about them and what they're doing, what they did this weekend. So My Little Pony, the movie, came out. And new in theaters this weekend was Lionsgate and Hasbro's My Little Pony, which scraped up a solid $8.8 million for a fourth place opening. Now you look at $8.8 million, you're like, that's garbage. That's pretty trash. But let's look more into it. The feature-length toy plug was aimed primarily at young girls and their moms. It resulted in a 3,000 per screen average from 2,500 screens. Opening weekend audience was 59% female and 41% male. It's still a lot of males, those crazy bronies out there, with 51% of the audience aged 25 up. So half the people watching this movie were older. So it's pretty crazy, man. Shout out to the bronies. They wanted to make this actually a good movie. And it's crazy when you have a little fan base that will push it. So you're like, okay, D-Bros, tell me about this $8.8 million. What's going on with this, okay? Firstly, the budget for this film was tiny. Hasbro has declined to release any figures, but based on wide-ranging data from similar films and the fact that it was financed in-house by Hasbro, it looks like a $5 to $8 million production. So you're telling me, so listen to this, guys. There's a huge Power Ranger fan. Power Ranger movie, the budget was $100 million, and they made $150 million off of it, and plus the toys type stuff. This movie only took $8 million to make, let's say, and they already made $8 million back. Now, how does this work, okay? So it looks like an $8 million production. For comparison, the Nut Job 2, Nutty by Nature, with almost the same amount, yet that film cost $40 million to produce. So they made $8 million their first weekend, and they took 40. Okay, Lionsgate doesn't expect $30 million openings for its animated fare because they're not in the family biz like other major animation studios. They look to acquire low-hanging kiddie fare, and the My Little Pony is a success in that department. My Little Pony should end up outgrossing all of their other wide releases in this category of the last few years. Norm the Nerve, The Wildlife, Shaun the Sheep movie, Rock Dog. Hasbro's main business, though, is selling toys. and a few extra millions of box office won't tilt the scale in terms of the toys manufacturer's overall business. The company reported in 2014 that the My Little Pony IP generated 650 billion in revenue from toys and accessories. 650 billion, guys. So let's make a cheap movie about this and sell the crap out of the toys. That is what they're doing. It's pretty smart. I agree with it. Not a fan of My Little Pony. That doesn't mean we're not going to talk about it, and that doesn't mean we're going to isolate our fans of the show either. It's just not my thing, but this is definitely impressive. Just to see what they're doing, if you can spend $8 million on something to make your $8 million back opening weekend, you're doing something right, And now everything else, make your money off the toys. Hopefully it gets another few weekends, and it's pretty decent. They didn't do very well overseas opening weekend. They said their biggest country was Germany, and they got like $600,000 they made there. So they're not doing a lot. I think they totaled over $3 million right now opening weekend grossing. So it's not crazy, but good for them. Good for Hasbro. Good little money flip. We'll see if we get a sequel. I probably won't watch it, but who knows? I mean, they make a lot of money off the toys this Christmas. You might see a sequel next Christmas or the Christmas after. So keep your eye on that, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Keep following us. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning into the fan club. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.